Hello everyone and welcome to the Action Figuratorium. My name is Mark Major. I'm a real big toy collector and studio owner here in Southeast Portland, Oregon. And one of the things that I love to do is explore the crowdfunding offerings of indie toy companies making action figures today. It's one of my favorite topics to tackle. It's a lot of fun. I always look at it from a marketing point of view. And today I want to highlight this particular campaign because it's by one of what I feel are one of the most important sort of pillars of the 3.75 scene that is currently going on. I think that this company, Chicken Fried Toys, is exactly the type of toy companies that we kind of need, even if you don't care for the scale, even if you don't care for the specific genre that the guy is doing. I really think that this is kind of an important company, and I would love to just talk about it for a few minutes. Even though this campaign, there's not going to be a whole lot of mystery here. It is already funded in like a day, but we're going to check out the latest dime novel Legends Kickstarter campaign here today. Action Figuratorium, everybody, strap on leather, hold on tight. Let us cut over, shall we, to browser view. All right, that was pretty exciting. This is the Kickstarter page, Kicking That Chicken, a toy horse story. So let me give a little bit of recap. This company is actually sort of two guys, like a lot of these indie companies where it's just one or two people who are kind of run the whole show. They sort of farm out things as needed, but it's, the basic mind share. And they do these 3.75 scaled Western cowboy action figures, and this is actually their third Kickstarter. The first one was successful and gave us a whole bunch of cowboys. The second Kickstarter, they started bringing out things like the cavalry. And of course, there's always a bunch of weird sort of fringe characters that they come up with as well, in addition to like heads packs, weapons packs, clothing packs, that sort of thing. It's a very cool concept to explore because there's just really, as far as I know, nobody doing Old West kind of stuff, and that's where Dime Novel Legends comes in. Now, some people I know probably don't like the company because of the scale and the subject and whatnot, and maybe they've heard some things like, oh, the guy's weird or something, and yeah, I get that, and that can happen. But I really think that if you're going to be in the scale, which is the ideal, best scale for doing world building and troop building, and as well as variety of kind of every genre that's out there, this company, the Chicken Fried Toys guys making cowboy and Indian type stuff, I think that that's very cool and very needed that we have this sort of option available. I put them alongside what's going on with Marauder Gun Runners, right? Guys making sort of cool modern military and World War II figures, as well as all the kits, right? To totally make as many different teams and figures as you want with. And also Boss Fight Studio and their Vitruvian Hacks line, of which I do have several blanks, and I do love creating all sorts of cool hacks. Of course, they have a fantasy line at 3.75 that they've been really juicing recently. And of course, they were the first guys that I know that really successfully did like the Greek-Roman kind of warrior gladiator thing, as well as like Medusas and stuff like this. So this is in a league with that kind of stuff here is what we're talking about. And what they're doing with this campaign now that they've got a bunch of cowboys, now they got a bunch of cavalry, is they're trying to come out with horses, okay? So articulated, good-looking, cool horses that are perfect for the figures. Now, I'm just going to cut to what the rewards are and see what they're selling because it's kind of interesting. All right, so you can just pledge a couple bucks if you want. That's cool. They have a saddle for 25 bucks. They have a horse for 50 bucks, and the horse comes with saddle, stirrups, belly strap, bridle, the rifle sheath and strap, saddlebags, bedroll, canteen, Latigo straps, lariat. Comes with all this sort of kit for 50 bucks, okay? Then they've got this kind of funny package. It's 50 bucks and there's no toys in it. It's like a hat and a t-shirt and something else. Then they've got a bunch of various all-ins. And there's one called I'm the Boss of Me, figure designer. And that is where you design what the figure is going to be and you pay them $10,000. So, you know, one person signed up. They're offering it, can't complain. And, you know, I think they're totally willing to do 3 altogether. So, who knows? Could be the rarest action figure of all time. So, what they do not have available is something you can just buy through a pledge, but something which you can get as an add-on, right? Are things like these packs of hands, packs of heads with, you know, bandanas on, packs of German pickle helmets, that kind of thing. There's some extra figures, some cowboy figures called the Cowbrew Bandit figure, and there's a couple other fringe characters on here as well. We'll go to the campaign and kind of scroll down so everybody can see. Yeah, so there's like the Cowbrews, this guy, the Scarlet Dragoon, right? Kind of a Fu Manchu from the, you know, Occidental, Oriental kind of thing going on here with that character. Some 4-packs, 10-packs, some different unlocks. Okay, so these guys, cut to the punch, they've already crossed the $75,000. Apparently, I'm guessing that that's how much they needed for a horse mold. And the extra cowboy stuff and hand stuff and things like that, I think that's stuff that they just had around or is not that expensive to come up with molds for that. And so they're able to add that stuff in to the campaign, right? Easy to fulfill. They just tell the factory, hey, run off some more of these like weird blue guys. And there you go. So kudos to them. Congratulations. Now, I have looked at some of their previous campaigns, and one of the things I noticed is that Dime Novel Legends takes a long time to make. However, this is really just the horse figure. One of the problems they had was that they offer so many different characters with so many different pieces that go together. It really adds a huge amount of time to the production, assembly, and shipping of the figures than if they'd just gone with like 1 or 2 guys, right? It'd be, right? The more complicated you make all of this, the longer it takes. But this is the one horse. So this could actually ship pretty fast. Now, the question I want to ask you after that is this a bit overpriced? So what I want to do is I want to go over to, not that, we'll look at that, Boss Fight Studio, who also does a articulated horse in this scale, specifically to go with their Vitruvian hacks, such as here's one of their Vitruvian hacks fantasy figures, the elf, and she's on the horse. You can see it there, not a bad shot. And they have 4 different colors. You can get a white one, you can get a brown one, they'll give you a gray one, and they'll give you a gold one. And 36 bucks. However, if you want like say a saddle, 15 bucks, and if you want like an entire armor kit for like medieval dude, $20. So that's going to put you up to about 50 bucks, which is what they're asking for the horse from for the Dime Novel Legends. So it's pretty much comparable, about the same price as the existing Boss Fight Studio. And I'm going to say they're probably similar quality in terms of like the materials and the articulation. You probably interchange, you probably never know the difference. In fact, you'll probably pick up one and think it's the other, okay? People are going to get fooled when they see these coming out. At this point, I actually bought one of these, not the steeds, I bought this Kawiki, the elk. And there's a pretty cool picture of the elk hanging out with a Mythic Legion's Elf Queen on the Instagram. Of course, you know, check down below for that. I always need more people to follow along on the Instagrams for this kind of stuff. So these guys, I think they've got it figured out. I think their core audience is totally there behind them. I think people are down with what is going on with this Cowboy Western line. I think the fan base is probably growing. It's going to be exciting to have more people making things like horses, a little more competition, a lot more supply out there, a lot easier to get. I have another video where I talk about alternatives to the 1/12 scale horses from Mythic Legions, because people pay a lot of money for those, and how if you're doing action figure photography and you're looking to put like a figure on a horse, there are some other toy lines that make cool action figure horses. And you may not know this, but if you go to like Goodwills and thrift stores, there are piles and piles and piles of girls' toy horses of all scales. And some of them are pretty cheap and crap, but there are also some that are pretty amazing in terms of like the hair and the articulation and stuff like that. I'm pretty shocked by some of the stuff I find. So if you're into this kind of stuff, you're looking for horses for your figures of whatever scale, thrift stores, girls toys. They make horses so girls can braid the hairs. All right, so we looked at Mighty Steeds. Back to kicking that chicken. I got really nothing much else to say about this campaign other than I think the whole thing's cool. I think these guys are cool. I don't collect any of this myself, although if we go over to Small Joe's, again, I'm plugging Small Joe's. It's one of my favorite online stores for picking up this kind of stuff. They've got a whole bunch of these figures for sale. Some are on sale. They also have the cavalry guys. Looks like they've got about 4 pages of cowboys. Look at this. Some of them are down to 22 bucks. So if you came across my video and you're like, okay, I saw this like thing about the cowboy western stuff, where can I get them? I want to start collecting. Pretty cheap skis, go to the smalljoes.com, right? And just, you know, start world building the old West as it was meant to be. That's the way I think of it. So thank you to everybody who made it this far into the video, about 12 minutes or so. Do appreciate that. And as always, everybody, I think you should stay charged.